Hey, Doug Franklin here, coming to you from the LeaderTrex office. Wanted to answer another question that I get quite frequently, and it's a question about asking students questions. I get questions a lot about this because one of the things at LeaderTrex that we spend most of our time training our staff on is how to be great askers of questions. I think students have a favorite subject, and it's themselves. And if you want to break through with students, you want to build a relationship with them so you can challenge them, you got to be able to ask them questions about themselves. It's the quickest way to break through with them. A lot of our staff work with students on a one-week missions trip or a one-week wilderness trip, so they don't have a lot of time to get to know them. They've got to break through quickly. The technique that we use to be able to do this is we ask a lot of discovery questions about students. I typically start with what they're wearing and ask them a question. If they're wearing a hat from Michigan or a t-shirt from Texas, I ask them about it, what it means to them. You know, the surprising thing about students is the clothes that they wear are a statement. They are communicating a message. And so if you ask them a question about what they're wearing, they're going to tell you, and they're going to be really interested in telling you. As soon as they tell me, the first thing I do is I take their answer and I form it into another question. And I keep going. I call this 100 questions. And my goal is to discover who they are with their friends, who they are with their family, who they are at church, just to get to know them. Students want to be discovered. They want someone to get to know them. So I never tell them about myself, not in these initial question asking times. I simply want them to know that I care about them and only them. And I just want to discover who they are. But if you want to know what the most important question that I'm going to ask them in this 100 questions, the most important question is this. So where are you at with Jesus? Because at the end of the day, we build relationships with students in order to see transformation happen in their lives. And transformation only happens in the power of Jesus Christ. And so I want to talk with them about where they're at with Jesus. This question gets tons of different responses, but it usually goes something like this. I know Jesus and I love him, but, we're having some problems. There's a lot of mediocrity to their answer. And I want to work through with them and help them understand how they don't just have to survive a relationship with Jesus, but how they can actually thrive in it. But I got to have a relationship with them to be able to do that. You know, if you're not a good person who asks questions of students, practice. I've done it before. Just practice with another youth worker on asking questions and really follow through with a question after a question after a question. I guarantee if you're able to ask a student 10 questions in a row about themselves, you'll find that your relationship with that student will go quickly to a new level. And remember, when you get to the end of the day, the most important question you can ask is, so where are you at with Jesus?